Hello, my fellow seekers of sunshine. Welcome to Krita. At least, my attempts to learn it. I've used Medibang Paint before and Procreate. I don't actually know what the Procreate logo looks like. Just pretend I know. I've also worked with Photoshop and Photopea, and they're a little weird. They're a little weird. I don't really have that much experience with either of them, and so in situations where I think really experienced digital artists have trouble moving to this program, I might actually just be able to get into the groove of it, I hope.
Foreshadowing is a literary device in...
Oh, I painted on top of this. Oops. I really like being gritty. You know, instead of worrying about all of this and not being able to fix my issue that I caused myself, I can simply press help. But I also am really stubborn, and I want to figure things out myself. See, look, I figured it out myself! Look at that! Okay, so, fixed it. Epic. Awesome. Cool. Ooh, I just saw something that said onion skins. That's fun. I thought this said autistic color selector. Way to be inclusive, Krita. We love acknowledging that autistic people come in all varieties. And I mean, for me, as an artist, this is already the autistic color selector. I just don't know what I want to do it with because there's so many fun brushes. Ooh. Oh, dude, that's so cute. And there's color variation in it too. Y'all, I'm very easily distracted. What is that? Ooh, pixel brush. What is this? Whoa. I feel like I'm in Kid Pix right now. Anybody remember Kid Pix? Anyone? If you don't remember Kid Pix, do you remember the Drawfee episode where they used Kid Pix? It's a gem. What is this thing? This is how my tummy feel after I eat anything. My tummy loves so much food and does not digest it very well. Me when my tummy hurt. But I'm just gonna hide this. It's still gonna be there because I kind of care about her. I think she's cool. I enjoy a smudgy. Do I ever really use them? Not really. Ooh, actually the pixelized blender is really fun. Got some bubbles. Very Frutiger arrow right there. Sparkle brush. Brush rough. And pen rough. See, that's my kind of style. I love a good pen rough. We have all of these wet paint. Ooh, I love the wet knife. I draw a funny little guy with this. Oh, ooh, you definitely look wet. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh no, he's contaminated. It's okay. We're okay. We're okay, guys. He's fine. I'll just get dangerously close with my brush. Don't hurt him! Don't hurt him! Don't hurt him. He's loved. I want to look at this hairbrush because the way I draw hair is very specific, and this grosses me out. This feels like spaghetti noodle. The smite of God be upon ye. Random particles. Put our guy in some very unnaturally colored grass. Yeah, yeah. Well, this is what I've got so far. There's one little guy that's kind of comprehensible. Beta test. Little guy. We want to start a new image. I'm gonna do a quick sketch of my Sona marble. That looks scheming and evil. Just gonna add some indicators of the wings because I can't not do that. Let's try this pencil instead. I think we're gonna do a very, very small sketch of my Lucy Claude. Don't even get me started on how frustrated I am now that there's a Gen AI platform called Claude. This kid came first, I promise you. He's named after Claude Monet. I haven't decided whether to give Claude small braids or freeform locks. I do kind of want to give him like some little trinkets in there. So maybe braids is the way to go. There are a lot of really cool protective hairstyles to go for. I don't think there's one that I particularly like a lot better than the other at the moment. Ooh. I spoke too soon. Let's draw a random person and just give them a different skin tone from these other two. Some random hair here. Wow, look at that beautifully detailed camera. you're a photographer now. Congratulations. Okay, so this is pencil 4. Soft. I do think this is the winner. For now, let's add a layer underneath this one. Start working on some colors. So I want to experiment with kind of like what a typical color palette would look like with no unifying colors, and then what it does look like with unifying colors. Let's try it like this. Make sure I'm covering my bases here. And the tricky part with browns is like when you're trying to push it more into the cool tones, you don't want it to be too ashy. So I'm going for more of a neutral, warm, very rich brown. There's a concept with painting in which, in order to get a certain mood, you unify your whole color palette with one color. Now, for traditional painters, what you would do is take every sample of every color on your palette, and you would take a little bit of your unifying color. So if we want to push this, I kind of think like a green would be really interesting, but if you want to push it cooler, you take like a little bit of blue, or maybe you take this like rich gold because you're looking for something at like sunset hour. And for me, I think what I want to do is actually let's lean into those sunset tones. Let's do something in the like purpley pink range. So with a color that's vibrant, I'm going to take it down to like 15% opacity. And just with a little bit of overlay, you suddenly get these slight hue shifts. Look what happens then when I eyedrop like this, for example. Different vibe. It feels warmer. Now, could I do this just by making a multiply layer over the entire piece and adding this? Sure, yeah, people do that with color grading, and that's completely normal and a really good tactic for digital artists. The reason I want to do this way is that I am kind of trying to train myself with digital to get more comfortable with color theory, push my limits, and do things that I would do traditionally with tools that honestly I might not own digitally. Like, I don't have fancy paints. I have acrylic paints, but not oils. And I personally get really nervous about painting in real life. So I'm thinking that by giving myself this fun freedom to explore with digital, see, look at the difference there. That's crazy. I think there's a place for having things true to their tone, especially if you're making references, but I really like that I can push myself to change the color palettes like that. This is a little risky because it is lightening the skin tone a little bit. And that's where I'm feeling nervy, because you are like, there's a change in my Sona skin tone here. It's going from more warm toned and yellow to having a pink cast to it because we put pink over it. That's what's going to happen. But when you do that sometimes with other hues, like, you're going to lighten some dark colors and darken some light colors. Notice how the pink going over the blue, which is, it's not a direct opposite, but it's a contrast, especially with this like magenta, and then we're going over to kind of a cyan in the green area. They're not directly complementary, but it's pretty close. And so when you put that over there, it shifts it more towards gray. So this part is going to get more desaturated and grayer. This part is going to feel kind of more blushed and fleshed. And then with some hues, what happens is you're completely pushing the value. So now this skin tone looks lighter. And that's something I really want to be aware of when I'm learning my like fun little color mixing experiments with Krita, because I do want to be cognizant of what I'm doing. So maybe for this is more of a scenario where I go multiply layer and I use that for some lighting. I block out the lighter areas of Claude's face. Or maybe, you know, sometimes there is a place for color palette to be unified. And so I might have a piece that's working with a different color palette, but we want to make sure the value of this is still very dark. So either I can take down the opacity on that, like that, or like I just want to make sure that I'm being careful when I'm color mixing, because it does really drastically change some things. Again, by adding a pink overlay, I don't know if that's really the right move. Honestly, if I want to be a little moody with it, I might want to choose kind of a grayish blue. That's going to wash it out, and that's going to push the tone a different direction. That's going to make this feel really gloomy and overcast. So you want to be careful with how you're utilizing this sort of color grading thing, but it can add a lot of cool drama. It's it's a tricky balance, and it's something that I really want to teach myself. So that's why I'm playing around with it in Krita, honestly. I'm pretty confident with my ability to sketch and create nice drawings in here. I'm used to this kind of feeling of just drawing on a couple layers. I really want to take a more painterly approach with how I'm drawing. It makes me really, really happy to do these overlays, to play with color, to play with shadow, to see how the hues are affecting one another on the screen, because that's something that with marker drawing, you actually have to plan in advance really carefully, because once you lay that marker down, it's down. So you have to swatch, you have to plan on other sheets of paper. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's a little different, especially when you have a limited set of markers. If I have a bunch of different warm gray and cool gray and green gray markers, which I do, or I have like a light blue, a light yellow, that's what I have to serve as my multiply layer. That's my blending mode. And so sometimes you have to get really, really creative with how your shading is working. So this is the part that I'm finding the most exciting about Krita, actually. It's the color theory. It's the play. This was supposed to be just like a fun drawing experiment, and it's kind of turned into me yapping about unifying palettes and color theory and stuff. Thank you for joining me in exploring Krita and just ranting about colors, and I'm pretty confident that this is going to be a really fun time. I'm already satisfied with a lot of the fun brushes that I get to work with. Oh, look at this! Look at it! Look at it! Yippee! You're a little bug guy. I am so happy that you've joined me for this. Thank you for listening to me yap. Thank you for watching. And there will be more treats with Krita later. I am so sure of it. So until next time, take this little bit of sunshine from your screen and make it real. Also, apologies if there's a lot of background noise because it is hot. Hot as hell. Ooh. Whoa, 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 crazy. Wow. Oh, little plants. What? Oh no. Ooh, whoa. Whoa. Uh-oh. No. 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 Uh-oh. Okay, what? Whoa. Well, pretty. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Ooh, oh, whoa, what the heck? Oh, this is sick. This is sick. Imagine being a funny little guy. Yippee! Crazy indeed. Okay.